Crazy speeds, constant tension and stress. Seclusion calm. We considered island countries and mainland. I got acquainted with Northern Cyprus, and here all the puzzles came together. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Elena. I am from Moscow. I live and work in Moscow so far. I work as a manager in one company. I have a large family, a husband, 4 grown sons, and 2 grandchildren. You know, the rhythm of life in Moscow leaves its mark. These are frantic speeds, this constant tension and stress. I want some kind of tranquility, solitude, quiet life, and it's desirable that it be where it's warm and where there is the sea. My husband and I considered several options where we could take real estate for a quiet adult life after we finish working. And we considered different countries, such as Bulgaria, also considered the island countries, mainland countries, the Canary Islands, mainland Spain, Cyprus. But when I suddenly got acquainted with Northern Cyprus, here all the puzzles came together. Well, firstly, it's not as far away as, say, island Spain. These are not very sandy and hot regions like Cyprus. Well, this is not a rather poor country such as in Bulgaria, although they understand Russians very well there. And in general, we fell in love with this country because the climate here is gorgeous. It's always warm here, both in winter and in summer. The sea, the Mediterranean Sea, I love it very much. In general, you can swim here in any season. It's very good here with children and with older parents. Adults are very comfortable here. It's good to breathe here, especially in spring and autumn, when there is no heat and no cold. This island is a volcanic origin and produces such excellent produce. The products here are real. They are very far in quality and taste from our Moscow products, which are more like plastic. Tomatoes, cucumbers, as well as fruits and vegetables here differ from our products to which we're already accustomed. The foods here are full of vitamins, and I really like that. There is also a completely safe life here. No one fastening bicycles here, no hiding their phones under 7 locks. That is, everyone here lives openly and in complete safety. Here, children are allowed to walk on the street completely calmly. The girls sit in a taxi to unfamiliar local men, and all this is safe. This is, of course, very important for me. A safe life for me and my grandchildren is very valuable. There is also a lot of national culture here. Here, if you decide to have children or raise your grandchildren, then they will immediately begin to speak 4 languages: Russian, Turkish, English, Iranian, since all cultures are mixed here, and children, as you know, learn everything very easily. Plus, it's very beneficial here if you plan to educate your children or perhaps grandchildren. Well, I have many children and I hope that there will be as many grandchildren. So I would like to give them a decent European education. And here is just a good option of teaching children. Here, training is much cheaper than, for example, at the Sorbonne or in London. To give your children a European diploma which is quoted in Europe and also in different languages. At the moment, while we are working in Moscow, we are using our property in North Cyprus as a vacation getaway. We ourselves come here to relax with our family, our children come, our relatives. I hope that our friends will come when this whole pandemic is over. And so, in principle, we enjoy all the possibilities of Northern Cyprus and the complex in which we live. And in between, for example, the situation is now, we cannot come here often. We rent this property and receive income in euros. In general, I have already talked about all the features, but what else I like here is the atmosphere of safety and the fact that you can give a good education to your children and grandchildren. At the same time, it's not expensive enough. Well, there is also real estate here, and life itself is much cheaper in comparison with Moscow. And also the quality of life here in North Cyprus is much higher. Also, your parents will live here very comfortably and beautifully. Here in Northern Cyprus, the education system is very interesting. Firstly, the kindergartens here are international. And for a child who is still learning to speak, it's easy for children, and no matter what language they learn the words, you say apple to him or яблоко, they learn all these new words. And here they have the opportunity to speak 4 languages at once. Plus, of course, there are so many different infrastructures for safety. Along the coast, paths, playgrounds and water parks have been made. It's very comfortable to live here with children, to raise children, a wonderful climate, no diseases. In general, everything is fine. I also wanted to say that there are public schools here. From our complex, buses pick up children and take them to school. These are government buses that take children to school for free. They study there in English and Turkish and receive a decent education. Those who want to simultaneously receive Russian education, such an opportunity is also available here. They receive both Russian and European education, and then they can already go to a paid university. That is, secondary education here is free, and then European education at the university is already quite affordable in terms of finance. I would also like to note that people here are comfortable not only with children, but also adults, pensioners. There is completely affordable standard of living. Also, there are no big traffic jams. There are many empty roads, no Moscow traffic jams. Again, I compare everything with Moscow. Municipal buses run between cities. You can get around by them. Well, taxi services are also popular here. They are also affordable. What I came across, I personally miss the Turkish language, although I speak Russian and English. Here, the local population practically does not speak Russian. The hotel staff speaks Russian, and this makes life easier. There are also Russian-speaking realtors here, and this makes life much easier. I also wanted to talk about ignorance of the laws. This is a different country, different laws, so you need to know all the nuances. It would be very good to know local laws or to have a lawyer friend who can tell you how to draw up documents, what taxes can be expected for you, what and when to pay so that you will not be charged a penalty, because the penalties here are immediately counted. No one asks you what you know or don't know the language and laws. Ignorance of the laws does not absolve from responsibility. Sometimes you come across the fact that in some places there are not enough trash cans. I would put more trash bins, at least during the tourist season, because people are used to cleaning up after them on vacation. Here, local municipal services cannot manage to clean up after people. But here there are voluntary organizations that put on gloves and clean the entire coastline. In general, I have not come across massively dirty beaches here. Perhaps because I have not been in such a hot season, but I have not seen dirty beaches here, as sometimes I heard feedback from other people. There is still a society of homeless dogs. Someone may be scared by this, but this is a completely different nature of animals. They are completely peaceful, come here, and if you do not hurt them, no one will touch you, attack you, or scare you and your children. In general, everything is completely safe. The apartments have no central heating at all. Here people install air conditioners that cool them in summer and heat them up in winter. This was a surprise to me, because I came here in November, just like the end of November is now, You see that it's 24 degrees Celsius here, and it's very comfortable both outdoors and indoors. But a couple of years ago, I was in November and it was very cold indoors. We went out to bask in the street. Well, again, what are the locals doing here who have moved here from Russia? They put on an electric heated sheet, or they make electric floors. Then everything becomes fine and comfortable. In fact, this is our first property abroad, so there were concerns about how to buy property, whether to take out a loan in foreign currency or in local currency, since not everyone can immediately have such an amount in cash and buy real estate. And we wanted to immediately buy good real estate. We wanted a large apartment. We thought to take a local loan here at a lower interest rate, but in foreign currency, or take a loan in Russia at a higher interest rate. As a result, we decided while we earn in rubles, we will repay the loan in rubles. When we entered into an agreement on the purchase of real estate, of course, I was also afraid, but with me was a lawyer friend who checked everything. I also asked to make a contract in 2 languages, in English and Russian. Since I speak 2 languages, I could already read so that there were no pitfalls. And there were no nuances in the small print. Read the agreement, ask for the agreement in the language in which you are comfortable. If you do not read in English, then ask that the translation be in Russian. Actually, you sign the agreement, take several copies of the agreement at once, because you will need them in the bank if you take out a loan. Also for registration with the local municipality, for obtaining a residence permit, if you plan to stay here for a long time. The residence permit is issued once a year. Another interesting thing here is that many complexes have their own practicing doctors for money. Plus, our complex is equipped with a pharmacy. I was surprised that there are more natural herbs, natural remedies than medicines. I personally prefer these treatments. But if you're seriously ill, you can go to the municipal doctor. He will provide you with medical services. May also be admitted to hospital and treated. In general, of course, then when we come here for our permanent residence, we would like to find ourselves some kind of business to our liking, which would be pleasant and at the same time would bring some kind of income on which to live here. Anyone who wants to work will find a job here in any case. It's clear that not everyone can be builders, not everyone will be teachers, but different specialists are required here. So everyone cannot be journalists, bloggers, investors. Therefore, different people are needed. Therefore, whoever wants will find a job or something to their liking. There are people here who bake custom-made cakes and pies. There are people who sew beautiful dresses and make jewelry with their own hands. Someone leads sports sections, someone teaches swimming, someone teaches English. It's clear that now the territory of Northern Cyprus is being developed very well, and a lot of hotels are being built. Different specialists, guides, agencies, realtors will be required here. Who wants to work will find work here. Basically, people here want to enjoy, relax and rest because the weather and nature have it.